Jenny Morgan. She's going to give us some hints and tips on the CB500X.
Okay, I built this bike I spent a couple of days building it up, but you can do it in 8 hours if you're under pressure. But I would say, leave a weekend with the workshop tools. We always say the first thing to do if you're buying our engine guard is to fit the engine guard, because then you've got a nice flat base to lift the bike up on. You can work on both ends. I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I did with my bike. I put fork gaiters on to protect the stanchions. These came off eBay. They were 60 millimeters at the bottom, 42 millimeters at the top, and 250 millimeters long. And if you can get that dimension, they fit perfectly on the forks. Another little protector I bought, which is kind of cute, is on the clutch side here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
This little rubber boot covers the clutch cable adjuster. It just stops dust and dirt getting in there. These are actually a Yamaha part. I think they're on a number of bikes, but certainly the XT225 has these as a part, and they're like $10 or something like that. The other thing I did with I fitted the Honda tool screen. This is the Honda accessory, the official Honda screen. It's a little more expensive than the aftermarket ones, but it fits perfectly, and I find it offers an improvement. So, and
you got it mounted down low too, don't you?
Yeah, I have it on the low position, but with the upper screen, and obviously for my height it kind of works like that well. But what I've done here, we have the fat bars fitted on the Rally Raid top triple clamp here, and because they're a straighter bend than the OEM bars, it means that the handguards can be quite close to the screen. And what I've done, I found that actually just moving in, just re-drilling the backbone of the bark busters 20 millimeters in, that the clamps fit beautifully around the brake hose there. They give you some adjustment to drop the levers up and down where you want it. Similarly on the clutch side. So that's a little handy tip just to make everything sit really neatly there. The other thing that I've done round on the rear shock,
here's the new mount.
Yeah, this is the new bracket to mount the reservoir, the shorter reservoir that comes on the 2016 build. If you can mount it's a little fiddle, but once you've done it, it's very neat. You can mount the adjuster screws directly behind here, keeps the front end looking really clean, means you don't catch your heel or your trouser leg on the little Jubilee clip adjusters there by mounting them behind, but above the hydraulic hose.
Okay. So
yeah.
Right there. Right.
Yeah. There'll be pictures on the ADV thread as well about the build there. So that's the little thing I did. Another thing I did at the back. Yeah. Well, the Scorpion pipe is ideal. Gives you loads of heel clearance for your boot. Gives you plenty of clearance on the swing arm, and it just looks kind of cool and sounds nice and saves weight.
Not too loud.
And not too loud. Well, no, it has a removable baffle, but I run it with the baffle in, and it's really good. The other thing I did was I just trimmed off this length of the chain guard. I left it here to stop oil being flicked up on the shock or on the engine, but this just allows, if you're oiling your chain yourself, it gives you a lot more area. You only have to rotate the wheel maybe 3 times to get the whole chain lubed. So that's good. And you can see I've also included the R&G shock tube to protect the shaft of the rear shock, particularly on the non-ABS bikes that have nothing here. Obviously that's in the firing line of dirt and mud and so on.
It's a zipper?
Yeah, it's Velcro and a couple of cable ties hold it on. So that's kind of easy. And yeah, they say you should take it off every so often just to check no dirt and moisture's got behind there and give it a clean. And that's pretty much it really. As I say, it's a standard level 3 kit that I've got fitted on there. One thing I have added are the optional fork bleeders here. They normally just have a little screw that you undo with a screwdriver to let any air pressure out, but these ones are just a little one-touch press to let the air out.
Have you seen much air pressure build up?
No, they don't really build up that much pressure. But I mean, they're a thing that you have on dirt bikes. Some people like them, some people don't. I mean, they're $10 or $11, they're not expensive, so that's kind of good. Levers? Yeah, I've got the adjustable shorty levers. These seem really strong. I mean, I've had this bike and dropped it without handguards on, not this particular bike, but on other bikes, and the levers have never broken. Maybe I've been lucky, but they're pretty strong too.
All right.
So that's pretty much it. The only thing I have done on this bike that is non-standard, because it's a non-ABS bike,
Oh, yeah.
I've been able to mount a 320 millimeter, which is the same outside diameter as the OEM disc, floating disc onto our hub using a different kind of, rather than using the spider that comes as standard with the kit to mount the OEM disc to the hub, I've just got a small, effectively a spacer ring that allow at the right distance to allow me to put this floating disc on here. And I'm currently trialing this, but it's certainly something we'll look at maybe offering in the near future for people with non-ABS bikes.
Very good. All right, that's Jenny's bike.
Okay.
Very clean, all blinged out in gold.
And look, minimal luggage. Look.
Yes, it all fits in the,
Yeah.
the lady's touch. It's all nice and tidy, fitting in the coyote bag versus my mess over there.
One other thing I would say, the brackets under here,
yeah.
these are what we call the solo brackets on the website. They're essentially for mounting the tail rack without the luggage racks on. However, if you fit them with or without the tail rack, they work perfectly for the clips for the giant loop coyote. They just slide on, and then you just tension them down using the straps onto the pillion footrest hangers, and that bag will just not move all day. It doesn't need adjusting, you never need to tighten it. It just sits perfectly on the rear seat pad there. Yeah.
All right, that's Jenny's bike at Middlegate Station, Nevada. Thanks, Jenny.